Liverpool have been at the top of European football for about 4 years now, and are getting older in key positions. In order to avoid having to embark on a full rebuild, Liverpool need to make some moves that will bring in more youth into the team, that can eventually take over their respective positions. Christoph Baumgartner is an attacking midfielder from Hoffenheim, who I believe could be the long-term replacement for Roberto Firmino. Firmino is Liverpool's center forward, who plays in the false 9 position, linking play from the midfield to the 2 inverted wingers beside him. He also was an attacking midfielder before coming to Liverpool, also playing for Hoffenheim, and he transformed the center forward position at Liverpool. I believe that Baumgartner has all of the traits to also make the transition and fill the shoes that Firmino will leave behind. If you compare Baumgartner with Firmino's most impressive Premier League season back in 2017-2018, their stats are very similar. Firmino brings excellent pressing intensity, dribbling skills, passing ability, and decent scoring. He showed that in the 2017-2018 Premier League campaign with his 7.49 successful pressures, 1.92 dribbles completed, 1.73 key passes, 3.91 shot creating actions, 0.46 goal creating actions, and a plus 0.08 non-penalty goals minus non-penalty expected goals per 90. Comparing that to Baumgartner's 2020-2021 Bundesliga stats, he had 6.95 successful pressures, 1.63 dribbles completed, 1.22 key passes, 3 shot creating actions, 0.42 goal creating actions, and plus 0.02 non-penalty goals minus non-penalty expected goals per 90. His stats are not exactly the same as Firmino's, however, he is only 22 years old and has lots of time to develop into a sensational false 9 for Liverpool, and I think Jurgen Klopp could bring that out of him. He currently has a market value of 22 million euros. Pape Sarr, I believe, could be a long-term replacement for Fabinho. Fabinho is not necessarily old at 27, however, in around 4 years, Liverpool could be wanting to have his replacement ready to play and take over his starting job. So I think they should purchase a very young defensive midfielder now, who can learn under Klopp and Liverpool to take that position from him eventually. Sarr is 18 years old and has much to learn and develop in his game, and this is why he would be a perfect fit right now. If you compare his statistics to Fabinho's, they are very similar. Fabinho is a world-class ball-winning defensive midfielder, who also has above-average ball-playing skills. He shows this with his 4.24 tackles plus interceptions, 4.03 successful pressures, 3.58 progressive passes, and 5.47 progressive carries per 90. Sarr brings similar stats in his first Liga season with FC Metz, with his 5.08 tackles plus interceptions, 6.61 successful pressures, 3.95 progressive passes, and 6.78 progressive carries per 90. He's insanely talented given his age, and under some years of development and maybe even some loans, he could take Fabinho's starting defensive midfield job from him in a couple of seasons from now. The 18-year-old Senegalese midfielder has a market value of 10 million euros. Maxence Caqueret is a player I believe Liverpool could purchase this summer to eventually replace Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson has been at Liverpool for a long time now, and his best attribute he brings to the side is his box-to-box ability. He is solid defensively, and is also solid on the ball, with excellent work rate, which I think Caqueret brings to his Lions side as well. Henderson showed this in the 2019-2020 Premier League season, with his 2.61 tackles, 6.8 successful pressures, 11.06 passes completed under pressure, 6.96 progressive passes, 6.11 progressive carries, and dispossessed 0.44 times per 90. Maxence Caqueret has very similar stats to these in this past Liga season, with his 4.24 tackles, 8.28 successful pressures, 9.71 passes completed under pressure, 7.56 progressive passes, 4.8 progressive carries, and dispossessed 2.04 times per 90. The only aspect of his game he is behind in is his ball control and dribbling, which he could work on. He would be a perfect long-term replacement for a Liverpool midfield that is aging. The 21-year-old has a market value of 17 million euros.